guys, so today, upon high request, I'm going to do a versus of the Peach and Lily Peptide Pro Firming Serum and the ordinary multi-peptide serum with copper peptides. A lot of you requested this, and I thought they both show up as similar to each other on some dupe finders, so I thought, you know what the heck, might as well do a versus of them, and I really enjoyed using both of them. So, without further notice, or without further ado, or something like that. Okay. Ado. Is that what they say? Without further ado. Okay, so let me just talk about the Peach and Lily Peptide Pro Firming Serum. So they call this an ideal for those looking to prevent and visibly reverse the look of fine lines and wrinkles. Copper Peptide Pro Firming Serum is uniquely formulated to decelerate the appearance of wrinkle formation and promote visibly firmer and bouncier skin. Okay, what they say about the ordinary. The ordinary is a universal formula which allows multiple skin support technologies that targets multiple signs of aging all at once. The formula incorporates 5 well-studied peptide technologies, skin-friendly amino acids, and multiple hyaluronic acids. For those looking for an all-in-one solution to skincare, this helps improve the appearance of fine lines, dynamic lines, and supports your skin overall elasticity, smoothness, and firmness. Just before I start going to the criteria, I do want to say I might be biased because I have been using this one for years. This one first came out, I want to say, in 2018 or 2019. So about 4 years. And the Peach and Lily, this just came out about a little over a month ago. I got my hands on it. So, I mean, sometimes you're more fond of things that you have more experience with. So I do want to say that. Everything else I'm looking at is from a criteria standpoint. So, and these are the criteria I've used in past reviews. So, keep that in mind. Copper peptides, if you don't use them or haven't used them a lot, they are worth the sacrifice. Copper peptides are a pain to integrate into a routine because you can't use them with certain products with a low pH or certain strong antioxidants or strong acids. It is a sacrifice to put them in your routine, but it is worth that sacrifice, hands down, because of the benefits of copper peptides. They go on, and people now are doing research on them injecting or taking them orally as well as using them topically. So it is worth the sacrifice. It is a lot. I mean, you can't use in your routine with vitamin C. You're not supposed to use it with retinoids. You're not supposed to use it with exfoliants, things like that. So I kind of design my routine around it. Or after I do a certain microneedling, my esthetician does microneedling in my skin frequently. Not frequently, but occasionally. And I'll use this afterwards. Or if I use my laser at home, I'll use one of these afterwards because it promotes healing, it promotes soothing. It helps with wrinkles and fine lines. And I'm very interested and curious to see where this research on using it topically as well as orally or injectable goes. I'm curious because there's some med spas that will do injections. So anyway, there's not a whole ton of research on it as we stand today, but hopefully in a year from now there'll be more and more. Okay, on to the verses. So my first criteria is packaging. So both these have a pro and a con to their packaging. The Peach and Lily, it's got a pump on it. I love that. A pump makes it easier to dispense. You don't have to expose it to air and light every time you use it. The one downside of this packaging is they use a clear bottle. I'm not sure why they use a clear bottle. Perhaps because it does look striking in this bottle. It looks blue. It stands out. Maybe that's why they chose the clear. The ordinary, it's a dropper bottle. I'm not crazy about dropper bottles because every time you open it, ta-da, it's exposed to light and air. The one thing they did do is they used an opaque packaging, so it's not exposed to light and air. So they did that right. So each of these have a positive and a negative to them. So I chalked it up to a tie. If we could have Peach and Lily's pump bottle with the opaque packaging of the ordinary, it would be a win for everybody. Okay. Next criteria is denatured drying types of alcohol, and both of these are free from denatured or drying types of alcohol, so no issues with that. In terms of fragrance, these are both fragrance-free. I will say the ordinary has a slight vinegar scent to it. It dissipates pretty quickly, and the vinegar scent could be potentially just because this bottle is almost done. There's like probably 1 or 2 dropper bottlefuls left of it, so it could just be from air exposure. But I thought I'd mention that. Anyway, so it might not be a big deal. or it just might be because of that. So I gave them a tie for that. In terms of the texture, so I'm going to use the Peach and Lily on my left hand and the Ordinary on my right hand so I can keep track of them. So for texture for the Peach and Lily, we've got a pretty liquidy texture. It's just a little bit thicker than water. So a little bit of this product will go a very long way because that texture, it smooths out pretty quickly. So works great on clean skin, absorbs, and it sets to a natural finish that is just slightly tacky. So there we go with that. The Ordinary, let me scrounge out what I can get left of this bottle. Here we go. So I'm using that on my right hand. The Ordinary has a little bit thicker texture, and it's still got kind of watery texture. It's almost like a watery gel texture, but it's a little bit thicker. But this one, a little bit of this one does not go quite as far, just because the texture is a little bit thicker, but it feels really nice on skin. It sets to a natural finish, and the Ordinary one sets to a natural finish that is not really sticky. And to be honest, the main thing with a lot of the Ordinary products, in my opinion, are the formulations are great. The price is great. They're cruelty-free, but they're not super aesthetically pleasing. They don't feel nice on the skin. Like some of their vitamin C lotions or suspensions feel grainy. Some of their moisturizers are prone to pilling. Some of their vitamin C serums are terribly greasy. So, however, this one is one of the most aesthetically pleasing of all of them to use. So, go figure. Okay, so now that they've both absorbed, you can kind of compare them. There we go. They both look very similar. Peach and Lily is just slightly tacky. The Ordinary is not as tacky. But they're both a little tacky. So, overall, in terms of the texture, I give the point to the Ordinary just because I like a little bit of that thickness that it has. They're both very close. This is a very close point. I just gave the edge to the Ordinary just a little bit, but it's very close. Cameraman's messing around. Sorry, guys. Okay, next up, in terms of the manufacturing location, Peach and Lily's made in Korea. The Ordinary's made in Canada, so no real issues with that. That one is a tie. So I made a separate criteria for the copper peptide formulas. So for this criteria, it's the total amount of copper peptides. And copper peptides are typically used topically up to 2%. Some people theorize that higher percentages, over 2%, could potentially reverse damage skin. So once you get more than the optimal amount, it might be negative. There's not a lot. It's just a theory. There's not a ton of research on that. Copper peptides are still relatively new. I believe they were founded in 1974 by Dr. Lauren Picard. So they're still relatively new. Okay, so in terms of the total amount of copper peptides, the Peach and Lily has 0.2% copper peptides, and the Ordinary has 1% copper peptides. So the Ordinary actually looks like it has about 5 times the amount of copper peptides in it. So I give that point pretty handily to the Ordinary, pretty easily, because it has 5 times the amount, and it's still within the amount you want. Okay, other beneficial ingredients in peptides. So Peach and Lily has additional peptides, arginine. It's got half of matrixyl 3000. It's got the tetrapeptide 21, tetrapeptide 30, heptasodium hydrocarbomethyl dipeptide 12. It's got the iceryl peptide, which is one that's used a lot for dark circles, puffiness around eyes. It's got the matrixyl synthesis peptide. It's got matrixyl. Then it's got dipeptide 2. It's got collarin, which is a skin-soothing peptide. Then we've got hexapeptide 9 and nonapeptide 1. So in terms of other peptides, it's got 11 other peptides in here, which is a good amount of other good peptides in there. Pretty high up the ingredient list. So that was very impressive. In terms of additional peptides in the Ordinary, again, we've got arginine. We also have the sinake peptide. We've got the lufazole peptide. We've got both parts of matrixyl 3000, so that counts as 2 peptides. We've got matrixyl synthesis peptide, and then we've got relastase peptide. So for the Ordinary peptide total, we have 7. So the Peach and Lily has a little bit more than them, and the Ordinary has a little bit less. So Peach and Lily got that point. So let me see where we are in terms of points. So far, the ordinary is 1 point more than Peach and Lily at this point, so it's very close. In terms of other beneficial ingredients, aside from peptides or copper peptide, for Peach and Lily, we've got betaine, we've got vegan collagen, we've got 4 different amino acids, we've got Amsella oleicorea extract, we've got alpha-glucan oligosaccharide, sodium PCA, ulmus extract, chicory extract, turbosaurus extract, tremella mushroom, white mushroom, shiitake mushroom, apple fruit extract, lentil extract, watermelon, 6 different types of hyaluronic acid, squalane, fig extract, Psychum auratum. We've got holy basil, neem extract, turmeric, algae extract, eggplant, adenosine, and aloe. And I've got some concerns about a few of those I'll mention in a second, but a total for other beneficial ingredients of 34. This does have a significantly much longer ingredient list than the ordinary. Okay, for other beneficial ingredients in the ordinary, we've got lactococcus extract, 2 types of hyaluronic acid, we've got allantoin, 11 different amino acids, we've got fructose, glucose, maltose, urea, sodium PCA, PCA, and then a hydroxypropyl cyclodextrin. So for other beneficial ingredients for the ordinary, I've got 22 compared to Peach and Lily's 34. So Peach and Lily won that point. Okay, so I believe we're at a tie. In terms of acneogenic ingredients in these, Peach and Lily has squalane and the ordinary is carbomer, so that's a tie. Okay, next up, it's very close. In terms of performance, how did they each perform on my skin? Peach and Lily, so I've been testing this one for 30 days. It's got a nice light texture, it plumps up skin quickly. Seems to also help a bit with fine lines and wrinkles. I mean, look at my hand looks so much better with it on there than it did before I applied it. My hands are getting so wrinkly. So, seems to help a bit with fine lines. I wish this had a higher amount of copper peptides. Really, I do. Especially when it can be used up to 2%. To just use 0.2%, and I get it, copper peptides are expensive. They're a very expensive ingredient. If you ever search for raw copper peptides, you're going to spend for 50 milligrams at least $200. So a little bit more of this might have been made a little bit more of an exciting product, I would say. But I'm glad they added in the extra peptides and amino acids that they did. In terms of the performance of the ordinary, I've used this one for years, so I think I am biased in this case. But, I mean, each of these criteria stand for themselves. I'm not making up ingredients or anything like that. This one seems to help heal my skin quickly from microneedling and lasers. It seems to firm up skin. I like the fact that it's got 1% copper peptides as well as other peptides and amino acids in here. It's a really impressive product, especially if you've been using it for as long as I have. It's hard to deny the benefits from it. So in terms of performance, I gave the point to the ordinary. Okay, next up. So I think at this point the ordinary is 1 point up on Peach and Lily. We'll get to price. The Peach and Lily is $49. And the ordinary is $30. They're both 1 ounce, 30 milliliter products. So the ordinary obviously is winning that category as well. In terms of animal testing, both of them are cruelty-free, vegan, and gluten-free, so that's a tie. So then it comes down to the it factor. The ordinary is ahead. In terms of the it factor, I think my main concern with the Peach and Lily at this point is the coloring of the product. Copper peptides are blue. True. However, such a small percentage of copper peptides, would it have this dark of a blue? I start to wonder about some of the other ingredients in here. Turmeric can color things. Eggplant certainly can color things. Did some of the other ingredients affect the color of this? Or is it just the copper peptides? I'm not sure. I have to assume the eggplant certainly affected the color. Eggplant's dark purple. So, and I've tried several eggplant products and most of them are colored. I'm not sure if that's exactly what it is. The eggplant is low down the ingredient list, but it's something to think about. Okay, so some other dupes for the Peach and Lily. Just looking at dupes, the Dr. Jart Firming Serum, the RNW Concentrate Ceramide Concentrate Plus, the Drunk Elephant Protini Peptide Serum, the Biossance Squalane Copper Peptide Serum, and the Syrup Medic Azuline Soothing Peptide Ampule, and then the Jin Jung Sung Soothing Moisture Essence, which I absolutely love that essence. Overall, it's a nice serum. Very nice. There's nothing wrong with it, really, to say. In terms of the ordinary it factor, I love most things about the serum. The price, the texture is wonderful. It's one of the handful of products that I take pretty much everywhere, and my skin gets irritated. This is the first one I turn to. It has some of the same dupes as the Peach and Lily does as well. Another dupe is the Revive Serum Ultimate Serum. In terms of some of the peptides they include, but they're not really dupes, but anyway, in terms of the it factor, I gave the point to the ordinary. They're both wonderful. You can't go wrong with either of these. They're both great. I just, in the long run, in terms of the totals, I included all the ties as 1 point each brand. So the Peach and Lily has 8 points total, and the ordinary is 11 points total. So they're both great. You can't go wrong with either of them. I think, you know what, if you're looking for something very liquidy, lightweight, easy to fit in, the Peach and Lily is great. And the ordinary is also just wonderful in terms of ingredients. And if you're looking for other peptides and other beneficial ingredients and maybe a more well-rounded serum, the Peach and Lily is great. If you're looking for copper peptides as the base of what you're purchasing, the ordinary is probably the way to go. Anyway, I've seen people buy the powder peptides online and mix in a little bit, and then they jump this up to 2% peptide serum. I haven't done that, but I'm playing around with it, so... Anyway, they're both great. I'm interested in hearing from you guys. If you've tried either or both of these and what your thoughts are, I'll leave a comment. Love hearing from you guys, and stay tuned for more tomorrow. Thanks so much. Bye, guys.